The first thing I noticed, not long after I arrived in Malta, was the cats. There are a lot of them. Many, with a capital M. That wasn't the part that stayed with me, though. Plenty of places have strays. What stayed with me was something that wasn't happening. Nobody chased them away. I've now lived here long enough to have watched thousands of small moments between people and cats, and I have never once seen someone shoo one off. Not from a doorway, not from a café table, not from the warm bonnet of a parked car. In most cities, chasing a stray is such ordinary background noise you don't even register it. Here, its complete absence is the first thing that tells you something is different, you just don't know what yet. Take the one properly overweight cat I've met on this island. Black and white, enormous, entirely unbothered. She used to hold court on the roof of a car near me, and, I watched her do this, could still somehow haul herself up to a third-floor terrace when she felt like it. Nobody moved her off the car. Nobody minded. She was, as far as everyone was concerned, exactly where she was supposed to be. I haven't seen her in a while now. I hope she's just moved on to a different roof. The house on the corner of my street taught me the rest of it. Different cats linger there at different times of day, but the crowd arrives in the evening, because the lady who lives there feeds them. Several small dishes sit along the crooked pavement, and each one has a cat bent over it. I've learned to cross the road before I get too close. They're shy creatures, and I'd rather they ate in peace than scattered because of me. That small adjustment, crossing a street so a cat can finish its dinner, turned out to be a very Maltese thing to learn. Because she isn't unusual. She's part of a system, even if nobody would call it that. All over Malta, cats live in colonies, loose, semi-permanent groups that gather where someone has quietly decided to look after them. The food appears. Cardboard boxes with blankets appear in winter. And if you look closely at the cats themselves, a lot of them have a small notch clipped into one ear. That notch is the tell. It means the cat has been neutered and returned, part of an enormous, largely volunteer effort to keep the population healthy without simply removing the animals. No central authority runs it. It's mostly individuals. Women, mostly, with bags of food and a route they walk every evening, whether or not anyone thanks them for it. Some of it goes further than dishes on a pavement. There are proper shelters, little clusters of hutches and boxes that amount to something close to a cat hotel, built and maintained by people who never advertise that they do it. Whole streets of tiny houses, painted, roofed, weatherproofed, for animals nobody owns. When I went to photograph one recently, every room was empty. It was well over 30 degrees, and the residents had sensibly relocated to whatever cool shadow they'd found that afternoon. The pigeons had moved in for the duration. Nobody, as far as I could see, had chased them away either. So where did they all come from? The likeliest answer is the sea. Malta spent thousands of years as a crossroads. Every trading power in the Mediterranean passed through its harbors, and ships carried cats for the most practical reason imaginable, to kill the rats in the cargo. An island that lives off its ports is an island that accumulates cats. They were working animals long before they were beloved ones. The affection came later. The cats were always going to be here. But there's a limit to how far the tenderness reaches, and it's worth noting where it stops. In St Julian's, in an area called Spinola, there used to be another famous colony. People called it the Cat Village. Over years, one corner had filled up with colorful little cat houses, a settled community of strays looked after by the residents around it. It was exactly the thing I've been describing, the island making room, without being asked. And then the area was redeveloped. A 60-year-old eucalyptus tree that had shaded the street wilted under the surrounding construction, and was cut down. The cat houses were cleared. The colorful little village became concrete blocks. There was real anger about it. Residents fought to hold on to the last patch of green on the street, but the development went ahead anyway. For a while, what was left was a tree stump, with a sad cat's face spray painted onto it. The story has an ending that depends entirely on where you stand. Eventually a 200-year-old Sicilian olive tree was planted in the spot, and the local press framed it kindly. One door closes, another opens, a bit of green restored. And that's one true way to see it. The other true way to see it is that a living community of animals and the people who loved them was cleared out, and a very old, very photogenic tree was set down on top of the space where it had been. Both of those describe the same corner. Which one is the truer one, I couldn't tell you. Here's where I've come out. Nobody chases the cats away, that part is real, and it runs deep, and every evening on my corner it happens again exactly as it always has. But nobody chases them away turns out to be a promise the island keeps one person at a time, and breaks whenever something large enough decides the land is worth more without them. The tenderness is undefeated at the scale where people actually live, the dish on the pavement, the box with the blanket, the street crossed so a shy cat can eat. Spinola is what it looks like when a bigger force doesn't bother to chase them at all, and simply removes the corner instead. I still cross the road for the shy ones on my corner. It seemed like a small courtesy when I started doing it. I've since realized it's the whole thing in miniature, a place that makes room, quietly, for the creatures living alongside it. Sometimes for generations. Sometimes only for a while. There's a lot more of Malta hiding in plain sight than most people ever stop to notice. If you want to keep noticing it with me, subscribe, there's plenty more coming.